At 91, Sophia Loren finally speaks up about Cary Grant. Sophia Loren was born Sophia Loren on September 28, 1934 in Rome, Italy, and raised primarily in Ponti near Naples. Her early years were marked by extreme hardship. Italy was still reeling from war, and Lorraine grew up amid bombings, food shortages, and constant fear. Malnourished as a child, she was one screwy nicknamed Stiletto Little Stick because of her thin frame. These difficult beginnings forged in her a lifelong resilience and deep empathy for the struggles of ordinary people, qualities that would later define her most powerful performances. Her mother, Romilda, was a pivotal influence in Loren's life. A failed actress herself, Romola recognized her daughter's extraordinary potential and encouraged her to pursue beauty pageants as a stepping stone out of poverty in 1950. Sophia entered the Miss Italia competition, where she did not win the crown, but attracted attention for her striking features and natural presence. It was during this period that she caught the eye of film producer Carlo Ponti, a man who would become both her mentor and the great love of her life. Under Ponti's guidance, Sophia transformed into Sophia Loren, a name that would soon echo across international cinema. Ponti refined her image, encouraged acting lessons, and carefully chose roles that showcased not just her beauty, but her emotional depth. Loren quickly proved she was far more than a glamorous face. In the 1950s, she emerged as a leading figure in Italiano realist cinema, working with some of the greatest directors of the era, including Vittorio Dica. Her collaboration with Dica produced some of the most unforgettable performances in film history. In Two Women, 1960, Loren delivered a harrowing portrayal of Amather struggling to protect her daughter during wartime Italy. The role stripped away all glamour, revealing raw grief, terror, and moral strength. For this performance, Sophia Loren made history by becoming the first actor to win an Academy Award for a foreign language performance, a milestone not only for herself, but for international cinema as a whole. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, Loren conquered Hollywood while remaining fiercely Italian in identity and spirit. She starred alongside legendary leading men such as Morello Mastroianni, Cary Grant, Clark Gable, Frank Sinatra, Marlon Brando, and Paul Newman. Her chemistry with Mastroianni in particular became legendary, resulting in classic films like Marriage Italian Style, Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow, and A Special Day. These performances blended humor, sensuality, vulnerability, and social commentary, cementing Loren's reputation as one of the most versatile actresses of her generation. Sophia Loren's legacy extends far beyond awards and box office success. She won multiple Golden Globes, a Grammy, a BAFTA, an honorary Academy Award, and countless international honors. Yet, what truly sets her apart is her authenticity. She refused to conform to Hollywood's narrow standards of beauty, proudly embracing her curves, her accent, her age, and her cultural roots. In doing so, she redefined femininity and proved that strength and vulnerability can coexist. At the dawn of the 1980s, Sophia Loren, already enshrined as one of cinema's most luminous legends, made a deliberate and deeply personal decision to step back from the relentless pace of film. Rather than chasing constant screen time, she chose selectivity, allowing each appearance to become an event in itself. This graceful retreat only enhanced her mystique, transforming her rare returns to the screen into moments audiences eagerly anticipated. When Loren did reappear, she did so with unmistakable authority and timeless elegance. In Robert Altman's Payport 1994, she playfully and poignantly reflected the enduring glamour of European cinema, holding her own among an ensemble of contemporary stars. A year later, she charmed a new generation of viewers in the Hollywood comedy grumpier Old Men 1995, where her warmth, wit, and magnetic presence proved that her appeal was truly ageless. Decades into her career, Loren continued to surprise and inspire. Her role in the musical Film 9 2009 was a striking reminder of her international stature, while The Life Ahead 2020 delivered one of the most powerful performances of her later years, an intimate, deeply human portrayal that earned global acclaim and reaffirmed her status as a consummate actress whose emotional depth had only grown richer with time. Sophia Loren's marriage to Carlo Ponti Sr. was one of the most enduring, complicated, and romantic partnerships in the history of international cinema, a relationship marked by deep devotion, Legal controversy, long separations, and an unwavering emotional bond that lasted half a century. Carlo Ponti Sr., an accomplished Italian film producer nearly 22 years older than Sophia Loren, first entered her life when she was still a teenager at the very beginning of her career. At the time, Loren was a young woman from poverty, born Sophia Loren in war-torn Italy, struggling to find her place in the world. Ponti immediately recognized not only her extraordinary beauty, but also her intelligence, discipline, and rare screen presence. He became her mentor, guiding her professional development with meticulous care, helping her refine her acting skills, her public image, and even her name, transforming her into Sophia Loren, a figure destined for international stardom. As their professional relationship deepened, it evolved into a powerful and sincere love affair. However, their relationship was complicated from the beginning by Ponti's marital status. At the time, he was legally married to Giuliana Fiaschi, and divorce was not permitted under Italian law. Despite this obstacle, Loren and Ponti chose to formalize their commitment and were married in 1957 in what they believed to be a legitimate union. The marriage, however, quickly became a source of scandal and legal turmoil in deeply Catholic Italy. Authorities ruled the marriage invalid, declaring it bigamous, and the couple faced potential criminal charges. Under immense pressure and threat of prosecution, their marriage was annulled in 1962, forcing them to separate legally despite their continued emotional attachment. The annulment marked a painful chapter in Loren's life. Though she was rapidly becoming one of the most celebrated actresses in the world, winning acclaim for films such as Two Women 1960, which earned her an Academy Award, her personal life was filled with uncertainty and longing. Loren later spoke openly about the emotional toll of living in secrecy, unable to publicly acknowledge the man she loved. For several years, the couple lived largely apart, communicating privately and maintaining their bond despite intense scrutiny and social judgment. Their story took a turning point when Carlo Ponti obtained French citizenship, which allowed him to legally divorce his first wife under French law. With the legal barriers finally removed, Sophia Loren and Carlo Ponti Sr. were able to unite openly. In 1966, they married again, this time legally and without controversy. The second marriage marked the beginning of a stable and deeply fulfilling chapter in Loren's personal life. Free at last to live as husband and wife, they settled into a quieter, more private family existence, away from a glare of scandal. Together, Loren and Ponti built a family, welcoming two sons, Carlo Ponti Jr. and Eduardo Ponti, both of whom later pursued careers connected to the arts. Carlo as an orchestra conductor, and Eduardo as a filmmaker. Loren often credited her husband with providing her a sense of emotional security and grounding, particularly as she navigated the pressures of fame, Hollywood expectations, and international travel. Despite her immense success and global recognition, she frequently described herself as a traditional woman at heart, deeply devoted to her role as a wife and mother. Carlo Ponti Sr. remained a guiding presence in Loren's life, not only as her husband, but also as a trusted advisor and protector. Their marriage endured through decades of change in the film industry, shifts in public taste, and the natural challenges of long-term partnership. Ponti's health declined in his later years, and Loren stood by him with the same loyalty that had defined their relationship from the beginning. Their marriage lasted until Carlo Ponti Sr.'s death in 2007, bringing to a close one of cinema's great love stories. Loren has often spoken of Ponti as the great love of her life, emphasizing that their bond was built on respect, patience, sacrifice, and profound emotional connection. Even after his passing, she continued to honor his memory, describing him as the man who shaped her life both personally and professionally, and the arc of Sophia Loren's life. Her marriage to Carlo Ponti Sr. stands not merely as a biographical detail, but as a defining element of her identity, a testament to enduring love in the face of adversity, social judgment, and time itself. At 91, Sophia Loren reflects on her extraordinary life with clarity shaped by time, memory, and grace. Among the many towering figures who crossed her path during Hollywood's golden age, one name still carries a particular emotional weight: Cary Grant. For decades, Loren rarely spoke in depth about their relationship, allowing rumors, speculation, and half-told anecdotes to swirl around one of cinema's most intriguing near-romances. Now, in the quiet authority of her later years. She has chosen to speak openly, not to sensationalize the past, but to hone it with honesty and affection. Sophia Loren met Cary Grant in the late 1950s when she was still a young Italian actress navigating the intimidating world of Hollywood. Grant, already an international icon, was known for his impeccable elegance, wit, and romantic allure. Loren recalls feeling both awed and comforted by him. "Cary had a way of making you feel safe," she said. "He was the most polished man in the room, yet with me he was gentle, almost shy.